Coming out, obviously disappointed on how Saturday night came out. I felt like kind of a crazy night of football. We didn't play very well, but a lot of that goes to Florida Tech. I thought they had an excellent plan. They did a great job. Thought they really got after us, especially when we had the ball. Thought they got after our quarterback pretty good. And those guys have a good team, like I said last week. And, we had our chances, obviously. Very proud of the fact we were down 21 points late in the game, and I felt like we should have won the game. So I'm proud of the fact that we don't ever quit, but we've got to obviously play better, play smarter. And this week is going to be extremely difficult because Shorter is a triple option team. Their defense returns all 11 starters from last year. They had a great defense a year ago. They know what they're doing defensively. They know what they're doing offensively, and they're playing with a lot of confidence. And we've got to get our confidence back up, and because nobody feels sorry for us, and this is going to be a tough one on the road. Our starting quarterback is out currently. Don't know how long he'll be out, but he suffered a shoulder injury early in the fourth quarter. Played through it Saturday night. Played tough. So he will be, we'll be playing someone else at the helm this week for the first time in a long time. And this presents a great opportunity. The way I look at it, it's a great opportunity because a lot of people might be counting us out, and that's fine with us. Great accomplishments come from great opportunities. That's what I told our team last night. That's what our family believes right now, and we got one in front of us, and it's going to be a tough one, and we're excited about it. So with that being said, I'll answer anything you got.
How do you name? Sorry, who's going to start?
Hadn't named it yet.
Coach Cooley, on the return teams, as far as the long kickoff returns and stuff, what's the biggest thing that y'all been trying to do to kind of correct that a little bit?
Make a tackle. Had a guy right there. Pull the trigger, make a tackle. It's that's the biggest thing happened the other night. We had a guy this far, didn't make the tackle. Had a guy get out of his gap. Had another guy playing too soft. Those three guys should have been right there and should have made the tackle. That is definitely a point of emphasis that we have already addressed. But to answer your question, we got to make a tackle. And we had chances to make a tackle, and we just got to do that. But that's a great question. And then, go ahead on the other side of that. It helps when you return a ball and don't drop it and give it back to the other team. It always helps your chances of winning when you do that. We did not do that on Saturday. So we gave up 2 touchdowns on special teams, which is unacceptable. And those are being addressed and were addressed last night.
Coaches, I'm trying to look back. Sullivan, excuse me. How long do you think he'd be out for? Is it just a week thing, or is this something that?
Oh, it'll be out. It's going to be a little while. It's going to be a little while. I don't know exactly how long, Mike. It might be 2 weeks. It might be 5. We just got to wait and see how quickly it heals, what the doctors say. But it's a significant injury. To be honest, I don't know how he finished the game, other than he's a tough human being and such a fierce competitor. He wanted to be on the field. But he'll get better, and we'll learn from it. And it just creates opportunities for someone else. We've got other capable guys. Our offense isn't going to change. We've got a system. We enjoy what we do. So that's what's going to happen.
Coach, you talk about special teams, and I look back to a couple weeks ago, obviously that kick return in another game. When you go back and you watch the film, is the mistakes because they're too aggressive, or are players just going out and they're doing their own thing? I mean, I know you said you're addressing it, but
yeah. We were very, very good a year ago in kickoff coverage. At times we've been good at it, this year, but we have had 2 kickoffs returned on us. You're going to probably see a couple changes schematically, but on both instances, we've got guys right there to make a play where they didn't make a play. But at the end of the day, if we can't do it, then we've got to fix some things, and we've been talking as a coaching staff, and we're going to get those things addressed. So I'm anxious to see that challenge for this week when we go to shorter to see if we cover kicks better than we did on Saturday. To our kickoff team's credit, they also came back in the fourth quarter, made a huge play. We kicked the ball down the middle of the field. We out-hustled them to the ball. We got a turnover right there. I think we were down 7 points at the time. We had just scored on a defensive touchdown to get back in the game. So it's being addressed. That's about all I can say about it. We've got to see if we can go practice it and get better at it.
Is it safe to say, just going into a game like this, you talked about it, Shore's going to be running that triple option between special teams and defense, discipline and just doing your assignment? Is that going to be probably the biggest keys to this week?
That and offense. That and our offense. That's a pretty big challenge we got.
I'm saying if you had to look at it, obviously.
We got to be special. We've got to be special in all three phases this week, and we're going to have to be that way. That's the way we need to be playing anyway. So hopefully, like I said, I've been thinking for a while we've had some problems, and pointing them out. Sometimes our guys want to get better, but we're still sometimes making the same mistakes. Hey, if you can't correct them after a tough loss at home, I don't think you're going to correct them. So I'm looking forward to practice. I'm looking forward to seeing how our team reacts.
Coach, we talk about just your team offensively when they get in their rhythm. It's hard to stop them. Did you feel like you guys ever got into your rhythm Saturday night?
I did. I felt like we were in a great rhythm to start the game, and I felt like we were in a great rhythm to start the second half. Now, that was a weird third quarter with the kickoff problems and all that stuff, but we took the opening drive of the second half about as fast a tempo as we've been in. But, no, other than that, we weren't in very good rhythm. We really weren't. And like I said, Florida Tech, they did it. They came up here, they got it done, and my hats go off to them, and my hat goes off to them, and our players say the same thing. They beat us, and it happens. We got to bounce back. It hurts. I felt like the whole day yesterday. It's rough. We hate to lose. We know that's part of the game, but we don't want it to happen again. So we got a tough one this week, or it will happen again.
After taking on a loss, what have the guys learned about themselves?
We got to get out of our own way. We got to make the tackle on kickoff. We got to quit getting penalties. I've got to quit getting penalties. I got a penalty Saturday night. I hurt our team. I lost my cool. That can't happen. We can't just we had 15 penalties for 158 yards. That's giving a team that had like maybe 350 yards offense another 150. You just can't do that. So we got to get out of our own way. And here's the thing, Sarah. Here's what I'd like to see. If you're good enough to come out here and beat us, which Florida Tech was more than capable of beating us. We all talked about that. You just won't be playing your best football if that happens. I felt like, and they probably feel the same way. They didn't play a clean game. I want to play a clean game and see what happens. That's our job. If we play a clean game, but we feel like we left some stuff out there the other night, and I'm sure they feel the same way, So our challenge is to play a clean, solid football game, play the game that's meant to be played. And we can do it. We've done it before. We played well 2 weeks ago. We played well in spurts this year. We can do it. We just got to do it this Saturday.
Coach Cooley, on the guys backing up Sullivan at quarterback, how well do you feel they know the offense?
They know it. They know it. They get reps every day. They just don't have the game experience as he's had. You know what I'm saying? Both of them have been in games. Usually when they're in games, they might not be in there with the guys that start at receiver. But they've been getting reps. Both of those guys are more than capable. And like I said, our attack's going to be very much the same. We're going to play our game.
Going back to Shorter, you talked about their triple option offense. What about some of the things they do defensively that make them tough?
Well, they're a lot like us. They're a 3-3 stack defense, but they got all 11 starters back. They're very, very well coached. They're very, very multiple. They get in some four down front as well. The free safety a year ago, I think, was Defensive Player of the Year in the Gulf South Conference. He had like 7 or 8 interceptions. He had 7 interceptions. Great player. Plays free safety. They got defensive line. They got a nose guard, number 93, who's probably as good as there is in this league. They run to the ball real well. They're extremely well coached. And Coach Jones does a great job at Shorter University coaching his whole team. Always has. They play hard. They play well. and it's kind of like playing an academy type school. They're very, very disciplined, run the triple, don't beat themselves, do great things. So, that's going to be the challenge for us. Can we be, like Mike said earlier, can we be that disciplined on special teams? Can we be that disciplined on defense and offense? And that's going to be the challenge.
Coach, breaking in a new quarterback, what do you kind of look at practice this week to kind of figure out who you want to start this week? What other things you kind of looking for from that guy to break away?
Oh, just their performance, how they're picking up the game plan. You know what I'm saying? And then going from there. Good questions.
You just talked about John Knox, obviously, big game, big performance out of him last week.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, wouldn't want to win, but just how he's been able to just step up and make big plays.
Well, he did Saturday. Sure did. He made a bunch of big plays Saturday, and that's what we expect out of him. We talked about our special teams. That's a guy that's also got to step up on special teams. We need help wherever we can right now. It's all hands on deck. I mean, that's the way it's supposed to be. We're in conference play. We got to have guys do their jobs and then do a little bit more. I mean, that's the way we're going to have to play right now for a little while. I can promise you, because our stretch is not going to get any easier. But John had a great game. We knew he's capable of that. He's had big games here before. I think he had a couple picks against Florida Tech last year. So he seems to play well against them, and now we got to see if he can do it against a triple option.
Coach, I don't know if you said it. I must have missed it if you did. What exactly is Tyler's injury, if you know what it is?
He has broken his left collarbone,
Okay.
and he played the fourth quarter with that, which is amazing if you've ever broken your collarbone. So that's what happened.
Coach,
Great question.
Has the mentality of the team kind of changed? Because now you're not 5 in the country. You don't have that star quarterback. Has the mentality of this team kind of changed from maybe a favorite to an underdog kind of role?
Oh, I think we're definitely the underdog. I think a bunch of people that once it gets out, it's out. I just said it. Tyler broke his collarbone. They're probably going to think we're done. Like I said, I like that challenge. So, because I know the heart of our football team, and I know the heart that's in that room, and we're going to find a way to play well. And it's going to be a tough challenge on the road. And you know what? Might be a good thing for us that we're on the road. Get away, get with each other for a little while, bus trip, get off in a hotel, no distractions, go play a football game. It's what we need right now.
Coach, one part of the game Saturday that really went well was the running game. How big is it, especially with a new quarterback, how big is that aspect?
Huge. I think it's big anytime. It doesn't matter who's playing quarterback. If you can run the football, and we're getting better at that every week, I think it just helps, So.
Coach, I'm curious, when you go up against a team, when you go up against an offense that you don't see that much, obviously that triple option, you have to spend more time usually on defense. But on the flip side of this, you're in a unique situation where you're trying to get a new quarterback in there. So, how do you find that balance during the week? Because that must be challenging.
Well, my balance doesn't change because I stay on the offensive side of the ball, and I try to help on the offensive side of the ball. Coach Anthony has been defending the triple option before I was born, so they're going to be fine on that side of the ball. He knows what to do. We're going to go back and meet this afternoon on exactly how we want to practice this week, because it's not that much of balance as in the balance of how beat up we are right now, through 5 football games. That was a physical football game Saturday night. We're beat up. We're banged up. And we got to figure out a way to practice it. As you know, Mike, against the triple, you got to be pretty physical against that during the week, but you don't want to lose any of your players during the week. So it's tough finding that balance. Does that make sense?
Coach, normally, obviously, you rely on Tyler, on the field. Now you're going to rely on him off the field. How well do you think he's going to do just help mentoring whoever steps up?
I think it'll be good. You know what? I think, and we talked about it last night. I talked about Tyler last night. I think it's going to be good for Tyler, too. I think he's going to get to finally sit back and watch some football and see some things, because he knows he can play better. Take the injury out. I think he knows he can play better. I think at times he's tried to do too much. He feels like the weight of the program is on him, and that's tough, man. That's hard to play well like that. And I think this is going to be good for him. It's got to be. We're going to turn this into a positive. I think it's going to be good for whoever steps up and becomes a starting quarterback. It's going to be good for them. nobody's going to feel sorry for us. We got to keep playing football. We've to this point we are 20-6 in 3 seasons, and we've won a lot of good football games. And I promise you, nobody in this league feels sorry for us that our starting quarterback's hurt right now. I can promise you. So we got to go to work. And but I think this can be very positive for Tyler Sullivan. And we both talked about that last night. Because now he can sit back, not only mentor, but he can sit back and look at what the guys are seeing and see the game from a different perspective. You see it all the time in the NFL. You sit a guy down, he might not be playing as well. Let's sit over here and let's look at it for a second. Well, he's going to get to look at it for a little longer. We wish he didn't have to, but he's going to. So.
What are his spirits like?
He's down. He's crying his eyes out after the game. He's a tough kid, man. He's just a tough. He's a leader. He's the one you want in the game because if he makes a mistake, he's not doing it on purpose, and he's going to try to do anything in his power to win the game, and that's what he tried to do Saturday night. He's still holding on PAT field goals, guys, and his collarbone was in 2. I mean, that's not easy to do. He's holding it with one hand and doing the things he was doing. So I'm proud of the guy, and I think that we're going to step up, and I think we're going to play better because we have to, and that's what we're expected to do. So hopefully that's what's going to happen.
DeJuan had a lot of big carries the other night.
DeJuan's a good player.
He's been running the ball well lately. I imagine his leadership and what's expected of him, I imagine that's going to step up a little bit.
Well, everybody's got to step up now. Everybody's got to step up. Receivers have to step up. Running backs have to step up. O-line has to step up. Defensive players have to step up. It's just different when you're playing with a new quarterback, and that's just, especially with what we do offensively. If we were turning around in the eye and handing it off, but that's not what we do. So we recruited these guys to play football at Delta State. They're going to be fine, and they're going to do what they're supposed to do because it's their time now, whoever it is.
Coach, when are you going to name the starting quarterback?
Before that first play. I don't know. I don't know yet.
So you really have no idea in your mind?
I got an idea.
Does the tempo change at all?
Sarah's asked me some tough questions today. She got the injury out of me. She's not getting this one out of me. Say what?
Does the tempo change at all?
We do what we do. We didn't recruit these guys to come in and do something different. It's what they do. We good? I appreciate y'all so much.